Are you stuck in the narrative that you can't find good people and people don't want to work? If so, this one's for you. We want to break that narrative because it's a fucking lie. I'm just here to tell you out of the gates, it's a lie. Can you find that in the marketplace right now? Yes, absolutely. If you look for it, you will find it. I promise you that. But Taylor and I have worked with hundreds of organizations, and we are finding that there is good people who want to do good work and they want to do it for you, but you're going to have to change your mindset and you're going to have to develop a strategy that actually serves you and allows those people to come in, show up well, and actually insert their value within your organization because it's there. And I get it. Younger generation is always going to be different. That's been the case forever because innovation takes changes and it's going to look different, it's going to feel different. And if you keep aligning with that belief that there's not people who want to do good work, there's no one good to hire, you can't find employees, you might as well shut your business down. And I'm going to say it that blunt because it literally will cost you. I have watched 5 businesses literally within the last 5 months shut down their doors in my local area, literally releasing PR that they couldn't find good employees, and that's why they shut down their doors. And we're talking 100-year-old businesses that have been in the marketplace for a really long time. We're not just talking about pop-up shops here. So I really am passionate about this. I think there is a huge opportunity to change your mindset and actually give people an amazing place to work. And that's Taylor and I's whole mission, is that we will help people and organizations actually put people in place so that they can create their vision and mission together, but through valuing their employees and valuing the work that they do together. So, we want to break this down, but the first step out of the gates is you have to lay down that mindset that you can't, whatever it is around employees, if you continue to believe that and you continue to insert that in your company, you're just going to continue to find it. So lay it down, don't pick it back up, and start to challenge your mindset on that because you're never going to go anywhere if you don't lay that sucker down. So, Taylor, let's break this down. Give us some real tactics here of how to actually create the systems and processes or the culture to allow employees to be hired and thrive in companies.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Like out of the gate, people need to work, right? People always need jobs. So let's just know for a fact that the people are out there. Everyone needs a job, and someone and the right people needs a job at your organization. So that spot is there to be filled, and there is someone that is happy to take it. And we believe that the right person is there. Now, what does that actually look like from a tactical perspective? First things first, it starts during the first hiring conversation. And like Christine said, you have to get rid of that narrative, right? You're going to get out of this what you go into it thinking. So if you go into this process thinking that no one wants to work and you can't find good help and they're asking too much money or whatever parts of that narrative that you're holding on to, you're going to get that experience. You're going to find those people. You're going to attract them. No matter how hard you try to get rid of that, that's what you're going to find. So we got to get rid of that. And again, that starts with the first conversation with a potential new hire, and it needs to be reflected in every aspect of your business. So at any touch point that individual has, from an email to set up an initial call on through to the final call with the CEO, we need to make sure that we actually believe as an organization that there are great people out there that want to do great work and they want to work for our companies, because that's a fact. Christine and I see it every single day. Next is that people want to do great work, right? So we also need to believe and know for a fact that not only do people need to work, but they want to do things that they care about. What stops them from doing that is that they can't see themselves clearly within the mission and vision of the company. That's the job of leadership, right? So what we have to do is we have to successfully build a bridge between that individual, the work that they do, and how they see that work add up to equal the overall trajectory of that company, right? How does the person you just hired in the marketing department, the work that they do add up to equal the KPIs of that company that ultimately add up to equal the overall trajectory and long-term mission and vision of the company? People want to feel connected to it. So when people aren't doing great work, when you feel like you're not getting the most out of your employees, it's because they probably feel like they're just spinning out, right? why does it matter? Why would I show up and do great work if I don't know how the work that I'm producing and the time that I'm giving to this organization is adding up to equal anything? So we got to be really clear about that. And that's just conveying that. You got to be very clear on what that is. And then we want to disseminate that very, very clearly and very tactically in a way that's meaningful throughout the entire organization. And lastly, we got to put in place an opportunity for people to have autonomy. And what I mean by that is that people need to have the opportunity to feel like they're trusted in the environment that you created for them, right? Meaning that it's not a micromanaged environment. If you truly believe that you've hired the right person, then get the hell out of their way and let them do amazing work, right? Let them have autonomy over the work that they do. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't have SOPs and we don't have ways that we do things. It's not a free for all, but give them a very clear runway and give them a very clear path to stretch their legs and to do great work and to contribute. That creates buy-in. That creates a space where people feel trust, they feel autonomy, they feel valued. All of these things that new hires are saying that they want comes from that, right? It comes from a cultural shift in how we think about the work that we do with our team and the space that we give that team to do their work,
Mhm.
right? And so I want to be very clear on that, right? That it's not necessarily a structural change, and it probably isn't a financial change as much as we find people complaining and worried about the fact that they can or can't deliver on the financial expectations of these individuals. I promise you that's not the root cause of the issue. We solve that for
Mhm.
companies every single day. Again, it's an upswell, right? It starts with how we think about our organization, the narrative within that team about how we think about new hire, the work that we do, vision, mission, and so on. So get very clear on what your vision and mission is. Get very clear on who you hire, why you hire them, and the belief that they are the right fit and they do want to do great work. And then give them space to do that work. And I promise you, if we have those three things all the way through as we're building our team, you will get more than you ever could have imagined out of those individuals and then some. And you'll find that those are actually your next hires, right? Then you start to hire internally because that marketing person turns into your CMO, that turns into, right, whatever that trajectory looks like. So there's so much opportunity there when we just shift the way we think about how we're building our team, the work that people want to do, and the work that people are able to do. So, any closing words?
Yeah, if you are finding any of these and you're like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I need that, but I don't know how to get there." That's where we can help. We have tons of tools on our website. Definitely check out some of the things that we have going on. And you need to invest. The reality is companies who invest in their employees and invest in their growth and training are 600 times more likely to retain their employees for over 2 years. And so if you're not finding that you have retention, it's because this is the narrative. And even if you're like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to say that anymore, or if you're like, oh, I can let that go, if you don't actually let it go and you don't actually move forward, it's still going to be inserted and completely weaved into your culture. It's even that, it's like the break room conversations, it's the complaining, it's the things that we don't think about when we're not actually in front of the room that are cancer in your company. And so you really have to challenge this belief. And then you have to also insert that into your team, whoever's hiring, whoever's training. Everyone has to get on board with this. And you have to eliminate this belief as a whole in the company.